We also have Eileen Webb. She's a psychologist, she's an author, and she is an anxiety specialist from Essex. Hello, Eileen.
Hello, Babs. Hello. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming on. Now, Eileen, I'm going to ask you and Jules. I want to know, first of you, Julesy, what sort of things, are there like, not a top three, or what are the things that a lot of people are doing that we need to stop today, or we need to stop as soon as possible?
I think we've got to stop saying sorry when it's not necessary. And for this is an example. I went to somebody's house at the weekend and she said, "Oh, sorry about the mess." I just had to turn up to give her something. Why was she saying sorry? That was her home. You don't need to apologise for a mess if somebody just turns up. "Oh, sorry about the way I look." You've just got out of bed. You didn't know somebody was coming. You don't need to apologise for things like that. I personally don't think at all. And we just do it without thinking. It's just what we do. I also think we get, like we just said, we get to a certain age and we think, right, that's it now. Let's sit back and relax. But no. Do all the things you want to do. Keep that self-growth going. Enroll in a course. If you don't want to do that, do things online, but just keep all of that, education and all that learning skill. It's so good for you. And look after yourself as well. Don't suddenly become, I got on my bandwagon with this one, women say, "Oh, I feel invisible." But actually what a lot of women do when they say that, they've made themselves invisible by not doing anything, sitting back and saying, "I won't wear this, I'll wear this, it's safer." No, go out there. This is your world. Show them.
I want to ask Eileen. Eileen, you are a psychologist, an author, and an anxiety specialist. All of these things are anxiety-inducing, aren't they?
We do them to avoid anxiety. That's right. And what you just said, Jules, regarding why do they say sorry? It's their home.
Yeah.
I think it may have something to do with fear of judgment.
Oh, of course.
So they're going to think my home is horrible, and they will think that I'm not good enough, I'm not looking after my house, and so on. So yes, and I think we compare, especially with social media. I think we compare ourselves a lot. It's becoming more and more, especially with younger people, younger generations. This whole fear of missing out as well through social media. It's not good for us.
It really isn't.
It really isn't good for us.
Eileen,
and worry, I would say, something that worrying, excessive worry about anything and everything is also something that's really bad for us, I would say.
I'm going to use myself as an example, and I'm going to ask you, Jules, and I'm going to ask you as well, Eileen. I am a massive overthinker.
Yes.
Massive overthinker, drives me wild, causes me insomnia, massive overthinker. And the other thing, and I think you touched on it there, Eileen, it's social media. I mean, I do more social media than somebody who didn't have a job in the media, right? So I look at a lot of social media for my job, and I find myself having to kind of go, when you get FOMO, fear of missing out, right? And I see other women similar age to me, mid-50s, and I think, oh gosh, they're doing this, that and the other, they're hanging off a mountain, they're roller skating, on one leg, and they look great, and it's like, oh, I'm not, should I be doing that? Am I dull? Should I be doing all of that? That's why I did the zip line. I went on a zip line about a month ago. I went on Europe's longest zip line in Wales because I thought I wasn't exciting enough. I thought I wanted to.
Good for you. Anyway,
you did it.
Yeah, I thought it was my birthday, and I just didn't want to blooming old spa day. That's all right, but I've had a million spa days.
Yeah.
I just thought I want to do something really exciting. I saw it on TikTok and thought, that's what I want to do.
And you did it.
But it was social media pressure and FOMO, fear of missing out. I mean, how do I kind of keep that at so it doesn't overwhelm me, Eileen?
Well, I would say that one of the things is that what is going on with fear of missing out? What does that say about you? Where does that put you? And because you're comparing yourself with, I don't know, maybe 30 people, what they're doing, their activities and what they're doing with their families or the awards they're getting, etc. with one self. There's only one you, but you're comparing yourself to 50, 100 people.
Yeah.
Each of them are one person doing one thing.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe. But it gets overwhelming when you, oh my God, look at that and look at that. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're doing that. And I'm just sitting here. Yeah. So that, what does that say about you? What does that mean about you?
I don't know. I'm a bit dull. I don't know. What does it say about me?
So in a deeper level, it's usually about, well, am I not good enough? Why am I not doing this?
Yeah.
Yes. And it's the same way as overthinking. If you're finding yourself overthinking of situations and catastrophizing, it's again just, is this a problem that you can solve with, for example, problem-solving steps that I normally recommend my clients? If I tell you, you know what, Babs, I want you to think the next 24 hours about this, and then I'll come back and find what your solution is. If you do not have a solution, if you can think and think and think and there's no solution, then you're only burning your brain power. You're just wasting it. But if you're thinking about something and you can resolve it, you can step by step go to the solution and apply that solution, then that's a productive worry. That's a good worry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Right.
So no matter how long you think, you will have no answers. So just, that's a really good clue, actually. Is there anything I can do about this now? If the answer is no, is there anything I can do about this later? If the answer is yes, schedule it, do it later. If the answer is still no, then move your attention and move your precious time to something that is meaningful for you.
I love that. I've got a friend, Eileen and Julesy, a male friend called Andy. He's great. And his favourite phrase, and he'll say this to me, he'll go, Babsy, just control the controllables, move on.
Exactly that. Exactly.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
And that's what you're saying to me, isn't it? Just control the controllables. And if not,
let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. I think also what we do is, I think it all goes, what Eileen was saying, judgment. Everybody judge. If you put the television on any day of the week, you will find them judging how you bake a cake, how you make some jewellery, how you hem up a skirt, how you decorate your front room. There's judge. We live in this, we don't even realise because we're in it. We will realise in years to come. And of course it makes us feel very inferior when this keeps going. It's like, what are people wanting from us? And so that's probably what you're doing, Babs. You're trying to keep up and you can't. And also I often think, like what Andy said, I always think, is this going to change my life and have an effect on me in a year's time? Yes or no? No. Move on. Bye.
I love that.
Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
Let me just play a song and I will come back to you both because I want some tips. If anybody listening at home is a bit like me, I'm going to use me as the example. I want some tips to stop me doing that and how we can just let things go, become less anxious, stop overthinking. Now, we've been talking with psychologist Eileen Webb, author and anxiety specialist, and Julesy, our life coach for the show. Hello again, Eileen. Hello. We've been talking about kind of overthinking, anxiety, comparison and comparing yourself with others, which I'm guilty of that. Who isn't, But I really liked what you said, Jules, about how we're living in this kind of judgy society. We're being judged all the time.
Constantly.
Eileen, what do you think? Have you got a couple of tips from us, for
absolutely.
us?
I think firstly, be aware that what you practice becomes stronger. So if you practice judgment or if you practice people are judging you, then that is more you focus on, and where your focus goes, your energy flows. So I think that one of the things I would say is, what's the worst thing that can happen? If they judge you, whether we have evidence or not for being judged, what's the worst thing about that? Why does it matter? And does it really matter?
Oh, that's a good point.
What other people think, because if your happiness is dependent on what other people think of you, then it's going to be a roller coaster.
Yes. Yes.
True.
And also,
So
I mean, it's precarious that, isn't it? If you're relying on other people to kind of justify your own happiness, then I mean, it's impossible, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So your mood will be a roller coaster, and you'll be up and down depending on what people think of you. So that's what that's one of the things I would say is important. So what? Yeah. If they judge you, then what?
What's going to happen? What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
You know? That's
and
just
about and about that judgment as well. That I think, Jules, like you say, we have been so lost in this being judged that we are all trying to be perfect. And that's the reason why I wrote Perfectly Imperfect, and because it's our self-worth. We kind of put our self-worth onto things, on the job we have, on the house we have, on the car we have. It's got nothing to do with our self-worth, because we are worthy of love, respect, and belonging just as we are, because we are unique. Each of us are unique.
You're right.
And I would say, gratitude, just daily noticing, rather than what you don't have. Perhaps start just telling your brain, okay, let's notice something that we are grateful for today.
Exactly.
And then you will notice that your focus of attention starts changing and shifting.
Yes.
What a lovely place to finish. Eileen, psychologist, author, Eileen Webb, author and anxiety specialist from Essex. Julesy, our little life coach. Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.